Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another Comic Book Wednesday update, in which I have no comic book related stuff whatsoever to talk to you about. But I do have some animation. Yes! I got a cartoon movie and two animes. Two anime titles for the collection. Yeah, Comic Book Wednesday for me is basically a combination of comic book stuff and cartoon stuff and anime stuff. Just a lot of stuff. So it's Wednesday. So we're going to do some stuff. Well, specifically some cartoon stuff, which I got this week. Anyway, let's check it out. A cartoon movie and two animes. Today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Alrighty, so first up, this is an animated film that I actually got as a gift from my mom. Can't remember what it was for. Was it Christmas, birthday? I don't know. I'm so far behind in the updates. I don't even remember when I got half these things. Sometime in the past year. Anyway, it's, I believe, the latest film from Laika. Is it Laika? Yeah, Laika. Independent animation studio. Do some great stuff. I've enjoyed quite a few of their films over the years. We have Kubo and the Two Strings. Yeah, very nice little addition here. So I have not seen this yet, but I've heard it's wonderful. So I look forward to checking it out. There we go. Yeah. I still need to pick up Paranorman. I saw that one in a theatrical re-release. It was on a cheap matinee day for kids, and a friend of mine took me with her kids, and really enjoyed that one a lot. I need to get that one. You'd think me, of all people, would have that one, right? Anyway, Kubo and the Two Strings. So, I have not seen this. I've heard it's great. I love their animation style and everything. They do some fine work. And, yeah, some nice disc art there. Special features, we have Kubo's Journey, Corners of the Earth, feature commentary with director-producer Travis Knight, and more. Oh, I love it when they have and more. That's my favorite special feature. Alright, so we got Kubo there. Next up, this one I have a little bit more to say about because I've seen it before. This is an anime series from, when was it, late 90s, early 2000s? 97 was when it originally came out. I first saw this on the recommendation of a coworker / friend of mine at the time when I worked at Chapters back in the early 2000s. In his case, he had rented it on VHS and made copies for himself. So that's how I saw it. And it was not English dubbed. It was the original Japanese with English subtitles. And I guess partly because it's the first way I ever saw it, but also because I sampled the English dub and I thought it was awful. I definitely prefer to watch it that way. I just find it has way more emotional punch that way. Nothing against the English voice actors. I just think this particular dub wasn't all that great, and the Japanese language one is much better. I am, of course, talking about the legendary Neon Genesis Evangelion. Yeah. So this is the recent Blu-ray release that came out from G-Kids, Shout Factory label. They put out a big deluxe limited edition of it as well. And I thought that the limited edition included Fly Me to the Moon over the end credits of all of them, and I thought that was one of the reasons it was so expensive, was because of the music rights. Nope, apparently not. Apparently the only difference with the limited edition is it has a different English dub. Maybe the older English dub? I don't know. But, so this one has, I guess, whatever the more currently common English dub is, in addition to the Japanese language. And also, no Fly Me to the Moon. Which I always thought was kind of weird. Why is it such a stink to put Fly Me to the Moon on there? I think they only used the original version, like the Frank Sinatra version, on one or two of the episodes. The rest of them are cover versions. You can't have the cover versions? The cover versions were some of my favorite versions. Anyway, oddly, you can get them on the old soundtrack CDs, so I don't know what the problem is. But anyway, no Fly Me to the Moon. It's just like one of the instrumental tracks, I think, from the score for that. But that said, regardless of the lack of Fly Me to the Moon, which the old VHS release that he made copies of, by the way, had, it's great to have have this in high definition. Now, having watched the show on the recommendation of my friend, I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. Watched all 26 episodes in a matter of a couple of days, and just got sucked right into the story and the epicness of it. And I've been wanting to own it forever. And they put out so many wonderful DVD editions over the years. There was like the individual releases they put out. There was the Platinum Collection they put out, which was really nice. And I just kept not getting it. And then finally they put out the Blu-ray, and I was like, okay, finally time to get it. Plus, I found this at Walmart for like a song and a dance. I don't think it was more than $25. I don't remember exactly. It was a while ago that I picked it up, but it was stupidly cheap. So I was like, okay, it would be stupid to pass this up at this point. Like, to get it in high def for so low a price, no brainer. So finally got it into the collection. I've only sat down and watched the first episode so far just to kind of sample the quality, and I gotta say it looks fantastic. So really looking forward to sitting down and checking out the rest of this here. Now in terms of the interior art, not much to speak of for the disc art, but we do have all the episodes and contents of the discs listed on the discs themselves, which is quite nice. Well, it doesn't really say much about what the extras are, it just says bonus content. But this does include all 26 episodes of the series, plus the 2 movies that they did. What was it? End of Evangelion and Evangelion Death. True, that's what it was. Yeah, and the End of Evangelion. So basically, it's the other ending, I guess. So I think one of them is just kind of a recap of the series, and the other is the alternate ending. As they describe it, the series has what's called the internal ending, and boy, is that ever an apt description, because it's basically just pure psychological drama to end it off. You're expecting this big final battle between the Evas and the Angels, but nope. It's just basically a little psychological, introspective self-examination by the characters as they kind of come to terms with everything and make their peace and get on with their lives. It's very trippy. A lot of fans hated it. I thought it was pretty neat. Very different kind of ending for a series. But I guess in response to that, I think what happened was they just ran out of money or something. It was like a really stupid reason why they weren't able to do a proper ending for it. And I think it was as simple as that. They just ran out of money for the final 2 episodes, so they did something kind of artsy instead of giving it like the ending we were all kind of expecting after the 24 episodes of lead up before. So the show was a massive hit, obviously made a lot of money, so they were able to make a movie. So they did End of Evangelion, which is what they call the external ending. So I'm guessing that finally gives us the big final knockdown, drag-out battle between Eva and the Angels, wrapping everything up nice and satisfyingly. I don't know. I've never actually seen the movies. So whenever I get around to doing a full rewatch of this, I'll definitely be watching the movies after and finally getting the rest of the story. Now, if anyone's wondering, I have not seen the sort of redo version that they've done, the 1.111 or 1.11, 2.22, that one, like the 4 movies, I think, that are basically a retelling of the story, but with a lot of new animation and kind of reworking of things. It's supposed to be fantastic, like really, really well done. They've taken forever and a day to do the whole thing. I think the last one just recently came out, so I definitely like to pick those up as well and check that out. Maybe we'll get a nice box set of all of them. So who knows? Anyway, it's great to finally have this bona fide, modern classic of anime in the collection. I've always been a huge, mecha and super robot fan. I was born and bred on stuff like Force 5, which was basically all giant robot anime, and Robotech, of course, Voltron, all those. So this was right up my alley. It was like that kind of thing, but taken to another level. Mobile Suit Gundam would be another one, of course. And so love that, and looking forward to checking it out again. And finally, last but most certainly not least, we have Attack on Titan, final season, part 1. Now, oddly, this is the limited edition version, and the reason I got the limited edition is because I've got the limited editions of all the other seasons, so I wanted to keep it consistent across the collection. When they finish the set, I'll do a closer look at the whole works for you so you can see everything. For now, I'll just give you a quick look here. So basically, all the limited editions come in these like cool digibooks. which have the Blu-rays on one side, in this case in kind of a flip-out tray, like that. They got a digibook in the middle with all kinds of cool artwork, zoom in a little bit, and chibi cartoons based on events from each episode of the that's in the set. So very cool. And they got all kinds of like character profiles and cool stuff like that. So really nice, really worth having. I mean, the only drawback being these limited editions are a little pricey. It's like one of the few things of this type that I spring for whenever they come out. And basically solely because that's how I got the first season. So of course, being an anal retentive collector, I have to have consistency across my collection. So I've just been shelling out for the limited editions ever since, every time they come out. Now normally they come with a box. Like for example, if you look at season 3, they come with a nice hard box. And then inside, you got the individual parts of the season, and usually an art book or something, right? So, and they usually put this out with the first part of whatever the season is, if it's a multi-part season. They did it for season 1. I missed the box, but I did get the 2 limited editions. Season 2 was just a single part. It was a short season. Got the box for that. Got the box for season 3, but no box for season 4. I'm like, well, where's the box? Are we getting a box? I checked the Funimation site, no box. Checked Amazon, no box. Where's the box? And I think the reason there's no box is because they're not entirely sure how many sets it's going to be yet. Because there's going to they just finished airing part 2, and I'm not sure when part 3 is coming, but there is a part 3, which supposedly is going to be it. So I would assume it's going to be 3 sets like this. So I mean, you'd think they could just have a box that fits 3 sets. But then I guess also they always have extras with these in addition to what's in there. So this one, for example, came with this nice little yeah, and there's the backing paper there. Came with this, which has some cool goodies in it. Let's just take a quick look here. We just open it up, slide that out. So check this out. So we got these 3 enamel pins, very nice. And we got these postcards, which I haven't even opened yet. Shall we open them? Let's open them. Let's take a look. I haven't even looked at these yet. It'll be new to me as well as you. So there we go. Valueless now. Okay, well these are gorgeous. Holy shit. This was definitely worth the price. So let's check these out. So we got this. Try to get it without the glare. It's all shiny. You see that? It's like shiny. Very nice. Nothing major on the back, just the logo. And then more characters there. I'm actually way behind in watching these. I've only seen up to halfway through season 3. So I need to get caught up on that. I think I'm actually just going to do a full rewatch. Just start from the beginning. It's so bingeable. I love this show so much. But I'm basically just going to start over, and because I mean it's been so long since I watched the first 2 seasons, I'm sure I've forgotten a million things. Oh, look at that. Just all-out action on that one. Fantastic. So, yeah. Anyway, so I'm guessing they're not 100% sure on how many pack-ins there's going to be. So I would assume that this box will fit into the hard box along with the however many set, well, I guess 3 sets. So that's probably why they haven't done a box yet. So they don't know quite how thick it's going to be yet. Season 3 was easy because I knew it would be 2 parts on an art book. And they released the art book with part 1, so they were good to go there. Part 2 was only 1 set, so they just had 1 little box for that, and that was it. And there we go. Oh, extras. What do we got on here for extras? We have behind-the-scenes footage from the production, 3D CG animation and staff discussion, Attack on Titan Final Season Part 1 voice actor panel. That's pretty cool. I don't know if that's the English or Japanese cast, by the way. Attack on Titan Chibi Theater 1 and 2. Oh my god, they did an animated version. Eye Catch Gallery, promo video and commercial, and textless opening and ending songs. They always do that. They always give you the clean opening and ending, which is pretty cool. Yeah, looking forward to that. The only thing Attack on Titan I don't have currently is the sort of parody series they did, the Attack on Titan Junior High. There's a pretty affordable non-limited set of that I'd like to get, and I don't think it's that. I think it's like $30 or something. So I'll probably pick that up at some time just to kind of fill out the collection. I do have the 2 live-action movies that came out. I know fans are really split on those. I've watched the first one. I haven't watched the second one. It, of course, came out years ago, long before the manga was finished. So they just kind of go off in their own direction with the story, which I'm sure by now, with all the revelations of seasons 3 and 4, blatantly contradicts tons of things in the story. But as just, seeing those characters and that world brought to life, I thought that it was okay. I didn't have any major issues with it. I just take it as a different spin on some of the same concepts. Anyway, that is it for this update. So yeah, not too many things, but some pretty good ones. Yeah, I'm sure you'll agree. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. That is it from me. That is it from me to you for now. That's such a mouthful. I got to shorten that somehow. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Big thanks to my Patreon sponsors. Be sure to catch me on Twitch. I stream just about every day. Don't forget to hit thanks if you'd like to throw a few bucks my way to support the show. Always appreciated. And I will see you next time. Until then, sayonara.